Okay, so I was kind of in that like, what do I do next? Well, something came up, so this is a good jam. Old student of mine, kind of slash friend of mine, he plays Steve Perry in, kind of a big time Journey tribute band. And we've talked about me playing with them. And he sent me a message. He says, how would you like to do a couple of theater shows a month playing bass in the band? And they do a Journey tribute, and they kind of do an Eagles tribute. So I don't know how they do it. So I was like, well, I talked to my wife, and I was like, yeah, let's try it. This will be cool. So, and he's like, yeah, it's in ears and this and that. So I'm like, okay, well, this is great because I've got the HELIX, and I've also got a little Pod Go for any if they're fly dates, right? So I basically just went on to YouTube and I saw a couple of videos, and I saw this one, making a HELIX bass tone with my friend Fluff, Ryan, Riffs, Beards, and Gear. So I basically just I watched the first one. I watched one which was Pete Thorne, but that was more about recording bass and multiple outs. And that wasn't what I was looking for. I just wanted like a bass sound. But I looked at this, I was like, okay, this is cool. And I basically downloaded the preset and brought it in and messed with it a little bit. So here it is. Here it is. I think most of it he plays with the pick, Ross Valerie. And the funny thing is, New Year's Eve, they played that really famous concert of Journey from 1981. The awesome one where he's got like the yellow print kind of leopard shirt on and singing his butt off. Band just killing it. I saw them on that tour. I mean, that was like an out-of-body experience. I mean, him and Neil Sean in one band was like, wow. But, so I'm going to be able to watch it too and get a feel for some of, kind of Ross's vibe. I know a lot of the songs are like, a lot of kind of like, with the kick and then a little walking in the middle. So the playing I'll be fine with. So what I did was I just downloaded his thing, which was, he had the compressor, which I've left. Then he had a bunch of different distortions, and he ended up putting on it was I think a little tube screamer. I kind of didn't really dig it. I messed with these. I like this little Ampeg scrambler. So it's not on, and I put that on the board, and now it's on. There it is. Then he was just using the Ampeg, or is this the Mesa 400 Cali 4? Yeah, it's just Mesa 400. It's really, I didn't touch this. It's exactly his, and I'll mess with it as I start learning the songs. And then he liked the 610 cab. He went between the 610 and the 810, and here's 610. And then 810. And I kind of see what he's saying. It's a little, you can hear, it's like, it speaks more. I think that'll be better too for the Journey, because I always found that Ross Valerie had like a little bit of a boinky thing, like a, and also I do remember some chorus on some of those tunes on the bass. So all I did was put the chorus after it. I just set it to chorus. I put that on the floor too. Maybe a little heavy. Maybe just a little, turn the mix down a little bit, save it. Chorus off. once I learn the songs, it'll sound exactly like the record. That's the job of the bass player in a tribute band. And it'll sound exactly like the record, so I'll just learn it perfectly. It won't be like, hey, let's let James do some expressive, awesome bass playing. It's not really going to be that. If anything, it's going to be like, like little simple things. I'm a guitar player. That's the whole patch. So I've got the volume pedal, which is on, which I may use sometimes, just come down in spots. I may not use it. I've got the tuner set up. I can tune it. And I picked this bass up about 30 minutes when I said, let me make this patch. And man, the action was like, it was so high because it's freezing here and snowing, and then the heat's on in the studio. So I was able to locate a Allen wrench that worked in a truss rod, and all I did was loosen the strings, tighten the truss rod, and I put it across my knee and bend it like to get it to bow this way, then tuned it up, and it was pretty good. Then I just did it again. I loosened it, I tightened it, cranked it down a little bit more, and yeah, that's perfect. I mean, I'll double check it in the next day or so, and then just check the intonation and I can't remember it. School days. Anyway, I start playing every day, and it'll start to. So anyway, there it is. So this is the patch saved. I changed the name to JL Bass, and I put it here also at 04A. So I may do a second version, maybe with just an SVT, and I may just have like one or two versions. I can toggle it live if I want or not. I mean, this may just be it. Like, here's the normal sound. Little overdrive. Turn it up. Get it back. Save it as is. That's it. And then if I want a chorus, and I have this all on the Helix floor, which I do know that Ross used some chorus in some of those, and they'll switch to a little chorusy bass. So that's it. The P bass. This is a Mexican bass with Seymour Duncan quarter pounders, Roto Sound 66s in standard. Can't use the capo. So if there is some drop tuning and stuff, I'll see. I may get. I bought the drop pedal, but ended up not really doing the band that I was gonna do, so I sold it. I'll just buy another drop pedal. The drop pedal is nice for if the song if we're in standard and then we're kind of some of them we go down to E flat or D, I can just use the drop pedal. Yeah, so there it is, man. There it is.